why did I build this deck? I can't even keep up with the triggers. Hello Mamser, this is Dennis, the Red Menace, back again for building the 32 series episode 2. Last episode we did the mono red Spellslinger deck with Imodane the Pyro Hammer. Why don't we build another Spellslinger deck but adding 3 more colors? So our Ink Treader, that's all colors except black, commander is Aragorn the Uniter.
The beacons of Minas City! The beacons are lit! Gun knuckles for 8!
And I actually named this deck Aragorn. Now, before I start, you may notice a change in dynamics from here on out. I tried to make this series of videos to be more concise with a nod to my alter ego. And for those who are new to the series, I basically am attempting to build a deck for each color combinations in Magic, share how I built each of them, and display some menacing combos. So, without further ado, let the deck commence. Wait! Please check out the RedManaMadness eBay store for all your MTG needs. Our commander for this episode is Aragorn the Uniter, a 5/5 legendary human noble for a red, green, white, and a blue with an ability that reads, whenever you cast a white spell, create 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever you cast a blue spell, scry 2. Whenever you cast a red spell, Aragorn the Uniter deals 3 damage to target opponent. And whenever you cast a green spell, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Basically, you get value based off of the colors of the spells you cast when Aragorn is out, and that is the reason why I liked him as a commander, especially with his third ability. Additionally, there are so many ways to build him, and upon doing my research, none of them really agreed with my playstyle. And I had no choice but to go freestyle. I'm really proud of how I built him, especially with the fact that I did not rely on any other source while building him. Everything was from my brain, and I built a deck around him by incorporating how I play and envisioned how I want my games with Aragorn to go. Remember that third ability of Aragorn? Well, that was the main reason why I wanted to build him in the first place, burning my opponent's faces off by casting a bunch of spells. So, my first plan for this deck was to basically build a mono red deck with the availability of other colors. However, I realized that I'll be missing out on the other values Aragorn offers. Hence, what I did was, still sticking with my burn strategy, was to cast a bunch of spells focusing on blue and red, dig for the right cards while doing some burn on the side, and finish the game with my menacing combo consisting of Temur Sabertooth and Dockside Extortionist. For this combo, you will just basically need Aragorn and Temur Sabertooth out on the battlefield, then cast Dockside Extortionist. You just need 4 treasures from Dockside's ETB effect and you can get the ball rolling. Remember, Dockside is a red spell, so you deal 3 damage to someone from Aragorn. Now, spending 2 treasures from Dockside, you activate Temur Sabertooth's ability and bounce Dockside to your hand. Cast him again for 2 treasures and get the ETB effect. You do this loop infinitely until you win the game. Simple, right? This is a Spellslinger deck, so there are a bunch of instants and sorceries in the deck. As much as possible, we would like to have spells with 2 or more colors in them, and that's exactly what I did. I put a lot of multicolored spells so that we can trigger as many of his abilities as we can by casting only 1 spell. You really got to be charming with this deck. Putting a lot of charms can provide versatility. Even our counter spells and removals are multicolored. And you know what's better? By having Veyran out, we can double the triggers because 2 is so much better than 1. Speaking of multicolored spells, Falaji Wayfarer is a star in this deck. He triggers all of Aragorn's abilities for only 3 mana, and our multicolored spells will have Convoke. Such value. You might be thinking, oh, you focus on blue, but blue only lets you scry too. Well, that is where Eligeth comes in. He turns our scries into card draw. Additionally, I have put other permanents that lets us draw cards from casting spells. Furthermore, this is where my favorite card in Commander shines. Teferi's Ageless Insight. Like, oh my goodness, it can double up our card draw, which can expedite our search for our combo pieces. And it doesn't end there. I have put more permanents that can give us more value by casting spells. We won't be having big turns without mana, and to win faster is to have ramp. There are 19 pieces of ramp in this deck. Most of them are our spells, and 2 of them are mana multipliers. I have put Virtue of Strength here, and I actually misread its ability. I might replace it with Nyxbloom Ancient or Mana Reflection. This is a 4-color deck, so having the right colors might be a challenge, so Chromatic Lantern is a must. Also, there will come a time where we will be tired of paying mana, so I just threw Omniscience in the deck to relieve us the burden of tapping lands for mana. There might come a time where we don't have our key pieces, so I've put more things to generate us card advantage. I've also put some flash enablers so that we can pass a turn with a bunch of open mana, leaving our opponents guessing our next move. Pair it with Seedborn Muse and you can turn your turn into our turn. Oh my god, this reminds me of Fluandre's players in Yu-Gi-Oh! Aragorn will be attractive to remove in the game, so we just give him a pair of boots to protect him. Yes, I know, one card is too few, but we have so many spells that can protect him when waiting for our turn. We can also be a target of many attacks, so why not half dose damage with Gisela? And we cast a bunch of spells and we might run out of gas in a grindy game, so I've put a couple of recursion in the deck. Getting the right colors should be a priority, so I've put fetch lands and lands that can tap for 2 or more colors. Reliquary Tower is a must in this deck since we are drawing a bunch of cards. Apart from the combo I explained earlier, there are so much more combos this deck offers. I really love this deck because of each card's synergy with one another. For example, Aragorn with Eligeth gives you 2 cards when casting a blue spell. Add in Teferi's Ageless Insight, that gives you 4. And I'm not done. Include Veyran in this chaos and you'll have 8 cards from one single blue sorcery or instant. Aragorn's pairing with Veyran can just be complete insanity, and it's not only for card draw. Even if you take Aragorn out of the equation, you can still be flooded with value when Veyran is out. Like I said, Aragorn is a versatile commander. You can build him in a million ways and still have a good deck. But if you want to build him the way I did, all you'll have to do is to have as much multicolored spells as possible to trigger a bunch of Aragorn's ability. Then you would need more pieces that gives you value when casting spells. Aragorn can be a scary commander, so you will need ways to protect him. In an off chance that you can't, having contingencies will be helpful. Well, there you have it. That's the entirety of my Aragorn deck. And we can take off Ink Treader in our list. Imodain will not be lonely there anymore. So that's 2 down, 30 to go. It's still a long way, but we're getting there. I have put the deck list in the description below if you want to check it out. Do you have any feedbacks or ideas to further strengthen this deck? Leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to visit our eBay page, RedManaMadness, an online shop dedicated for your MTG needs. I love you and leave you, ma'am, sir.
Bye, have a great time.